And I'm saying that these people, they don't see no problem in disenfranchising how many communities from once to suit their agenda. They don't see no problem at all. Those people, whether it's a mayorship or whether it's the general election, every person have a right to elect a representative.
You know, Sister Marcia, I just want to refresh your memory about something here. I remember some years ago when the 3 new constituency boundary were cut. The PNP stood up in the parliament and said, especially the one in Montego Bay.
St. James, Peter Bunting said it.
Yeah, that constituency was created
for the PNP
to give the PNP the
mileage,
edge, to give them the mileage. He specifically speak to that.
And the PNP had won. They had won that election.
And, yeah, and the first time that constituency entered into election, they won it until Eli Clark come and change it.
Right.
So that can be used as a previous ruling based on this case going forward. Because like I said, they're happy. How long these people have been voted? They're happy from once it suits their agenda to say no, those people cannot vote. But the mere fact you're gonna add people to this for them to vote, whether it's mayorship or whether it's the prime minister for the whatever party, they don't agree with that.
But listen to Damian Crawford speech when he came on here. I asked him, and because I received a call and I went out, I didn't get to ask him about the question. By the time I come back, he was almost gone. So when I asked him, why is it that the people of Caribbean Estate and Phoenix Park cannot vote for the mayor of Portmore, the man said those community wasn't there. And Caribbean Estate has been there from 2007.
So, okay, it wasn't there. Now it's there. Why are they not allowed to vote?
Yeah. I classify as Portmore.
Let's just say that.
The alignment process has been done since they were established. So they have not been included as Portmore. They are in St. Catherine.
But 1 second, Auntie Lola. But 1 second. This is why I kind of beg to differ in what you just said. The people in Country Club, which is right, Country Club and Caribbean Estate literally join together.
Join each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like one community. The people of Country Club can vote,
Yeah.
For the mayor.
So for the people in Caribbean Estate, can they vote for a mayor in Kingston? Is it St. Catherine?
Yeah, the vote for a councillor.
That makes up a part of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation.
But no, wait, Auntie Lola, hold on to. Caribbean Estate people vote for a councillor which would represent them in Portmore Municipal Corporation.
So they can vote for a council, but they can't vote for the mayorship.
That would represent them in Portmore, but they cannot vote for the mayor.
But that don't make no sense.
That's the big thing. Because my councillor, right, that we're working together, you understand? She was representing the people of Caribbean Estate as the representative for the Jamaica Labour Party in the last local election. And she got vote, she won in Caribbean Estate.
And this is the question that you could answer.
That's Joy?
Level.
Okay.
This is the question that he couldn't answer.
Alignments urgently.
I didn't hear you, Auntie Lola.
I'm saying we really need to have a boundary alignment. And,
they need to do what they have to do, because I don't see how does that and that really rubbed me away, because guess what? The local elections, the last local election, the people of Caribbean Estate could have voted for a councillor, but they couldn't vote for the mayor at all.
That is ridiculous.
The PNP protect them mayor then.
You see, because Sheldon, as I said, the people there, so that the people in Caribbean Estate and Phoenix Park, they ate They ate Leon Thomas so bad. Where if Leon Thomas would have gone on the ballot in those two communities could have voted out Leon Thomas. But they don't want that. They don't want it none at all. So they do whatever they had to do to prevent it.
So then basically I try muscle labor right then.
Them are not labor rights, because this is not, we're not talking about labor rights. They're Muslim Jamaicans or Portmore residents.
But if them suspect those people would vote against them. Them a try muscle weed.
Remember,
Remember, sound nice. When me say me no sound nice to you, but
no, but reality. But look at it now. Look at it this way. May I tell you how they're evil now?
Mario. Well, Mario. Read the comment of unrolling Donna. Where it says Quarry Hill, Clifton, Lakespen, parts of Grange Hill of the mailing address is Spanish Town PO.
I said that the other day.
But you still in vote for Fitz Jackson.
And they vote for but and they vote also. Wait, just a minute, classic. May I make you come in? And they also help to vote for the mayor.
So all that makes sense.
Well, you know, classic.
Then you live in a Portmore, then you punish on PO, but then can vote. You see that no make no sense.
All right, classic.
Zero discrepancy here.
I sit down the conversation I feel longest while. I pick up that from the conversation. If these communities, the address says Spanish Town, how is it that these people are voting for Portmore mayor and Portmore councillors? How would that make sense?
All right, that's exactly. You know, so me I talk about. When it is the PNP agenda, remember Damian Crawford come the other day, you know, guys. Remember this is how Damian Crawford come and say, if the boundaries, if then they just make Lakespen, Lime Tree, or whatever the communities are, if then they make them a part of Portmore, then they just make it go through. They don't matter. You don't have no problem to them. And what Damian Crawford say? And him say so not me. And him come up here and friend up Miss Chin yesterday. I look after Miss Chin.
I want go stuff.
No, Damian Crawford, I look after Miss Chin.
Miss Chin that day with PNP. All when them a give me downtown and parade, Miss Chin that day with PNP. They man can't look me. Me upset. They man not look me ah.
You can't be proper and articulate how you want and best you can, but I want to look on it, PNP I try to take with a phone.
Unlike them a royalty over Jamaica.
That's what they do.
Listen to me.
So shall
Now
we?
is the time. Now is the time for us Jamaicans to start pushing in people's head to vote. Now is the time. Now is the time to stop just source a chat and start pushing the narrative of voting. Because I'm going to tell you this. Enough people say them are labor rights. Enough people jump up and make peer nice. Enough people say the facts and understand what is going on. But I know enough people vote for an election day.
They can't tell me nothing.
Listen, Mario, regardless, in order to win an election, and a nice win election, you know, a vote.
And enough of them are not Jamaican either. Enough of them, they are not Jamaican. Then get up and then complain, and they will never, when election day comes, they will never go out and vote.
I wonder if you understand the message.
You understand what I said, darling?
A lot of people, especially the young idiots, jump and will make a bag of noise. Now is the time where we need to be pushing the narrative of voting, the importance of voting, having people understand where they go to vote, having people understand the importance of voting early and stuff like that. Why it is important to vote early, why you not have to wait till last minute, and all of these good things. Nice now in election. Even we will come on here and say we are labor rights and we talk one whole day about Labour Party and way. None of that matters on election day. It
You're
matters
right.
now, It matters now because now we need to come on, and I get that we need to be, spreading the word and having people understand why they need to vote Jamaica Labour Party. I get that. But at the end of the day, closer we get to election, is the more we need to be pushing it in people's head. Go
Chin,
vote.
me have two brand new 18-year-olds who can't go to the electoral office one of them there because it will go over. It will expire. The time will expire.
That is another thing. That is another thing. That is another thing.
Opening this Saturday, the March 29th.
All electoral offices are open on the Saturday. All electoral offices, which electoral offices do not normally open on Saturdays, but they are open this Saturday right across the island. This is so that people can go and go and numerate. The longer you take, is the less chance you have of getting on the next election, the next something there for vote. The longer you wait, because nobody know when Andrew call election, and it takes 3 months. At 3 months it takes for you get it.
Guys, go and register as the vote.
That is transfer.
Yeah, man, a transfer, Miss Jean. Transfer take 3 months. Yeah.
To be action, and then you have to wait until the next voters list.
They're bad thief and wicked. How does that make sense? And Auntie Lola, can you? I wanted to ask you this. Good thing you bring here, because I wanted to ask you this question. Why does it take 3 months? You remember you're already in the system. It's just a base of just changing you from point A to point B. Oh, why does that have to take 3 months?
Before you answer that question, Lola, but I firstly want to understand why it is. How long does it take when you're a new voter? When you're being numerated and added, how long does that take for you to get your ID?
Oh, to get the ID. All right. Put it this way. For new voters, you will only be added when a voters list come out. Voters lists are published twice for the year. 31st of May, 30th of November. So when you register as a new voter, you should be your residence verification should be done within 2 weeks. And unless you have extenuating circumstances, like you might live in St. Elizabeth, but you're at school in UA, and when you go to register, you would say, well, I'm only home for holidays, for instance. So the 2 weeks would not apply. However, they are not going to print your ID until you get on the voters list. So if you register in January, you're verified in January, but your name will not appear on a voters list until May 31st. And then you will get your ID in June, because you must be on the voters list to get the ID. Okay, the 3 months, the law state that you must wait 3 months before your application for a transfer can be actioned, and this came about when they used to have padding a voters list. So you would have, and it has been happening. They want to ensure that you really live where you say you live and give you time to settle down. This came about some time ago. I think it was during the PNP regime, though, when they were moving people en bloc from their garrisons into marginal seats, and they were moving them like shortly before the voters list. So the decision was taken, and this was by consent of both parties. You must have a waiting period. We want to be satisfied that you really live, you have really relocated. So you get a 3 months period, during which period you can move back to where you come from. If the facilities where you move into Nasuti, you move back and you stay where you are at. I can understand it. It might not make sense to some
Me
people.
understand.
But it really is to safeguard the integrity of the voters list.
Yeah. But Mario, remember question of Mario. You Mario?
Morning, I have a question. Morning panel. Morning.
Hold on, the little bit, boss. So Mario, if like I say the two here who want the
Yeah, Sheldon, yeah.
Zookeeper, sorry, I'm bringing you back up.
I'm saying, like I have the two 18-year-old who want to who I'm taking to go get the ID next week. Is the NIDS available now?
Not fully. The full rollout will be later this year.
But they will be able to get it?
They'll be able to get the voters ID.
Okay. Cause they want to get NIDS too.
Yeah, but that is when the full rollout comes. But remember, they're still dealing with trials and errors, so straightening out the little kinks and all of that in the system. The pilot project has gone through, and from the pilot, they would have recognized any little thing that needs to be straightened out. So once that is done, them on board forget this. And please remember, it's not any day next week, you know, it must be by next week, Monday. Monday the 31st is the cutoff.
No, I know. I want to be in this week. I'm talking about.
Oh, you said next week. My apologies.
Oh, so you see today as the start of the week.
Yeah, today's the start of the week.
Oh, I still weekend today.
All right, somebody who else want to say something?
My question is this. Sorry, morning, guys. Morning. My question is this. I live here in Canada. I called the EOJ office because I thought my name wasn't on the voters list. I luckily found out that my name was on the voters list, but it's just that the middle name wasn't on it. So I have to verify when I come down. Does that mean that I would have to have a ID card still, or I would have to come down and do the verification and then vote, or what?
Your ID, how long ago you are now in Canada? Because it's possible that the ID that you had would have expired.
Yes, it is expired.
Right. So to get the new ID, how long ago was that ID issued? Prior to May 2016 or after?
Way after 2016, but in 2020 I was still on the voters list, even though the ID card was expired. I was still on the voters list in 2020.
They cannot take off a voter off the voters list unless the voter is confirmed dead. So if you're on it, you'll still be on it. You will not have an ID to use. So what is going to happen is that when you go to vote, you will have to answer questions from the black book. You'll have to swear or affirm to your identity, and you will be fingerprinted.
Okay.
But when you come, I'm going to suggest that you go to the EOJ office closest to you and request that you be photographed for the new ID.
Yes, I was told that. Yes, I was told that.
A quick thing to add to what you said, Lola. So truth be told, for persons like yourself and persons on the panel, if you come across persons that are not sure if they will be able to vote in this election, because a lot of people feel as if, oh, my ID expires, so I can't vote. All you have to do is go to the EOJ website, Google it, just type in EOJ in a Google. Once it comes up, select the part that says query.
Yes.
Query voters list. Once you select that, it's going to ask for your last name, first name, and date of birth. Once you enter that, it will show you where you vote, the PD you vote, the community you vote, the school where you vote, all of that will come up. And once you see something there for you, you can vote on election day.
Yes, because we don't have an ID,
but you can vote. I'm just saying it for you, truth be told, and all the other persons that are on here, that probably, because people have come to me and said that they can't vote. And when I go on my phone and it's something as simple as using your phone. When I go on my phone and I show them, they realize that they actually can vote.
Yes.
And all of the people them will go to the school them, on election day and I stand up out a door and I try to figure out where you go to vote, if you have your ID in your hand, stop trying to figure out where you vote. Your ID has the number, the PD number, on the sunny side here, and you will see it. Anybody on here will have them ID can look. Me not an ID now. I can't tell when last me have an ID. But turn it sideways and you will see the number on it. Walk up to any of those numbers in the polling station, and that's where you vote.
So your constituency number and polling station number are on the back of your ID. But just to add,
I never want to tell them so much because them not really understand the part of the Lola. That's why I just say turn the ID sideways and the number. For example, in my community where I vote in Freetown, the 5 PDs that are there are 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. At the back of my ID, I would see 25. My mom and I have the same name. She sees 28 on her ID. So wherever you vote, the number, you will know how many numbers are there. So turn your ID, and when you go inside the school, they have the, whether school or wherever, they have the numbers pasted on the doors of the school or somewhere at the door. So to know which one you go to, just turn it. Yes, it is a legal requirement. Just turn your ID sideways and look, you will see one of those numbers. That is where you go to vote.
And may I just add that guiding voters to the respective polling station is part of the duties of the outdoor agents. And if you are voting at a polling cluster, there should be a voters list for each of the polling station in that cluster with the outdoor agents. They usually have one outdoor agent for each one and a supervisor, cluster supervisor. So they are there to guide you to say, oh, you know you're voting at this cluster, you're not sure inside the polling station. They go through the voters list and they say, okay.
That is correct. That is correct. So the persons that are outside, PNP have them, JLP have them. You'll see on one side, whether school or wherever the voting takes place, every community is different. You will see PNP people sit on outside. Those are outdoor agents. You will see JLP people on one side. Those are outdoor agents as well. Whoever you are more comfortable going to, appear labor rights over here. And that's the reason why both parties do it, because me now go over the PNP, them go ask them, say, which party for vote. People are more comfortable going to their own party people. So you're labor right, you want to come over to me, Miss Chin, which party for go vote. That's what I'm there for. As a member of your community, I would have already known, or me simply just ask you for your full name or take your ID from you and tell you where to go. If you don't have an ID, then I can look it up. I have all the voters list them for that particular community. I would have all the voters list right there and search for your name and I'll be able to tell you. Huh?
Just a supervisor.
I play every role in the past. I don't know which role I not play. And I've been on both sides, so I know. And also, let me add one more thing, Lola, because I try to watch some plates. One more thing before I go. If it's a case where you stand up there with the outdoor agents and you don't have an ID, but they're looking for your name in those voters lists that they have, because they don't have every voters list. They only have the voters list for that community. So if they're looking and they search through all of them and they can't find your name, and you don't have an ID for them to tell you where to go, they would check the EOJ website. But a lot of these outdoor agents don't have that knowledge to know to check the EOJ website. So that's the reason why I'm telling you guys this. So you can check it for yourself. Check the EOJ website or ask one of them to look on the EOJ website for you. And then they can tell you, so, okay, at this so you go vote. Jump in our JLP car and make them carry you go which part. Because more often than not, your vote is not far away. For some reason, some mistake, maybe you did live somewhere else and you never transfer. Whatever it is, it may be a case where you're voting at Clarendon, where you think you're voting at Clarendon, but you're actually voting at Wallaba. So somebody will just throw you in a one labor right car, carry you go Wallaba go vote, and carry back to your yard.
And
Okay.
may I just add to that, that remember, there's an EOJ supervisor at each polling cluster, and they also have the information. Additionally, every constituency would have set up their election day hotline. So when all else fail, you just call your party constituency office, the hotline, where they have the alpha listing on the computer, bam, 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 and they tell you right away. So you have so many options to use to
Right,
find.
when all fail, call Miss Chin. If you
Yes,
don't know
ma'am.
what to do,
Miss Chin,
if you
I
don't know
keep me
what to do,
contact. I keep me
because we're
contact.
not missing no votes.
Lola.
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 Yes.
Call Miss Chin or call Lola. We will know what to do.
Yes, because when we come down, I only make a call when we come down there.
Absolutely. Listen me. In no matter how busy I am, on election day, I don't rest. I don't sit down. I'm on my feet, I'm on my phone, I'm busy right through and through on election day. Call me, send me a message, me answer everybody.
Yeah, man, you and Goody and all of them. Yeah, man, Lakeisha, all of them. Yeah, man, I want to link up down there, come down there.
And anybody want to see what the people them don't know what to do, please me ask you know. Do not be afraid to reach out. Reach out. Me don't want nobody tell me say when done vote. You see the Labour right blogger them. And some know say me go hate some amount after election day, you know. Anybody will vote and go in yard. And me know so the vote and go in the yard, me hate to know. Me don't want no Labour right vote and go home. Your responsibility as a Labour right is not to vote and go in your yard. The Labour right song says, me and my neighbor voting for Labour. That simply means say you are go for everybody. You are go your neighbor go and you carry your own go vote.
Me and my neighbor.
Election morning, a party morning for me. I want voted, we have cut off and curry goated and fried dumpling for breakfast election morning.
And carry my own.
Sure that.
Because sometimes for the election morning, I remember for eating.
True, man. True, man.
The business cannot even eat.
No, man, when you
carry some food.
hold on a second, you see election morning, on my black run, and the night before we up a chat, a drink, a plan for the day, and that morning, we wake up early, and we're ready, and we start gather one place, and we start find out if everyone who's supposed to run the street, everybody there where them supposed to get everybody ready. All right, showtime, let's roll. I want to do what I do from early. That means anything else we have to catch up on in the day, we can have time to do it.
Hold on, I buy a vaccine. And my vaccine supposed to dip on the road, I run taxi. Election day, my van can't run no taxi. Election day, my van have to dip on the road, I carry voter. That's how we're sure.
Same way. I see when last year, I don't get paid, I don't charge the money. I tell them, say, I don't want to little money that I pay for the day work. Me just want freestyle. And I said, we have my bus, I work right through the day, I spend my money, I buy rum and everything, I do all type of things in a local election last night. Yeah, if you just do it after the party, you understand?
Me and my neighbor.
Respect. Thank you very much for the information, and I'll definitely be in touch with you guys when you come down, for sure.
Me I cut along still, so I'm going to go on a bit.
All right, Sheldon. Do your thing, my brother.
I'm busy.
Me and my neighbor.
I'm really done with it.
Right
Oh,
into
yes.
the neighbor.
Not me alone. I can't eat. Me there polling station for all 4:30, you know. Me there polling station from 4:30 in the morning. Eat one man, me don't want nothing to eat. It's only there to me. Me don't eat there. Me don't have no time for that. I them type of energy that we need people to have. Black King, where will you be on election day?
At your yard.
How will you say?
Yes.
All right, Black King, you can get my box. You can be in a jumping off, and I'll come back later if possible.
Okay. Yeah, man, you can come back later, not a problem. That's all right.
Yes, and then back. Black King.
Yes, listen.
Damian Crawford was not looking me.
Really?
No, he wasn't. As a matter of fact, him saying not like Miss Chin.
Why? I said, Demon Crawford, I go on.
Recording, me have a tape recording, my brother. Be a game, when you? Damian Crawford say, Miss Chin not like me, no, but me love Miss Chin. Me have a recording, me I send it to you.
All right, Mario, you do that.
See them over here, look, man.
Yeah. And then me my talk, him call Kizzy Chin. Him call Kizzy Chin a Kizzy my talk, truly. A Kizzy my talk. I remember saying me are the one that like him, you know. I'm the one that said I like him. So I know me my talk. But I stated why I like him. Me not like Damian Crawford to vote for Damian Crawford. And I would never encourage anybody to vote for Damian Crawford.
Crawford is all right, I must say. I mean, you can't
The reason why I like Damian Crawford is because, and it's the only PNP I like, is because I like anybody that is big on education.
Yeah.
And he's big on education. Is he doing it the right way? No. Is he an idiot? Yes. But he's big on education. And I am not going to hit on anybody that is big on education. Education is key. It's very important. And we need to stop minimizing education as if education is nothing. And in this country, we focus on so many other things and we marginalize education, and it is wrong. And when he says things like that, I agree.
Sure.
I agree with him. But I would never vote for him. That alone not gonna make me vote for Damian Crawford. I mean, I like Damian Crawford like that or in party. But when somebody speaks facts and somebody speaks on a value that they believe in and you also believe in it, you're gonna like the person. That's it. Yeah. Not deeper than that. Not deeper than that. Nothing deeper than that. Let me tell you something. The education system, I wouldn't even say the system so much. I would more say we as a people in this country, we as a people need to have a grip on the education of our youths. It is something that people, I realize, do not care so deeply about. And Prosperity and I were having a conversation about it yesterday. We have to understand, and before I blame teachers and government, my first blame goes to parents.
But some of the teachers,
we talk about we first.
About the student, then.
We talk about we first as parents, because we are our children's first teacher.
Yeah.
And a lot of the problems that goes into the schools comes from the homes. Is it always that case? No. But a lot of the times, it starts within the home.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, but you know, as I say, some of the people them, some of the teacher them, they don't really put much care and attention to the children them though.
I agree. I agree. That's why Black King. And that's why I say I do not disagree with that. But to me I gotta address the home first. Because we are our children's first teachers. Yeah. It really has to start from within the home. And if we think logically about it,
Yeah.
some parents do not really care about the upbringing of their children. And I'll say it and I'll tell you why. Whatever I have in this life, which God know me not have nothing, but whatever little I have, that's not the level I want my child on. My child must surpass me 1 million times over.
And every parent.
And as a parent, I cannot understand why so many parents do not want their children to elevate higher than they are. Can you say if you want your picnic to elevate higher than your Black King, you gotta take a stand in your child life.
True.
You understand what I'm saying to you? From the get-go, from your picnic just born, right up until before your picnic reach basic school.
Yeah.
You should be instilling certain values in your children so that when they enter the school, there are some things that are already instilled in them. Some parents don't even know when their picnic get homework, you know. But yet still, we expect say the teacher must give them classroom work and also help them with homework. Because as parents, somehow we don't even know the homework and we don't have to understand the homework.
I know can't throw a word for Mark Golden, Virgin. Lord God.
Yes, I am where I talk, we know it done.
You know,
as parents, we not have to understand the homework in a Black King. But what we can do as parents is, if you see your child has struggled, your child is struggling in school, you get a report card, the report is bad. Parents, teachers call you, they complain about the child's performance. Take an interest and go to a PTA meeting, first of all. When a teacher sits you down and explains your child bad grades, take interest. Pay for extra lesson. Carry a picnic or some private lesson or something. Pay for whatever it is that you cannot help your child with. Pay for it. So that your child can be elevated higher than you were in life. No, because you can't help a picnic with the homework. That don't mean say picnic go back to school with no homework done. They don't understand the homework. They don't know how to do it. All teacher teach them not get it, and you not help them. What do you think gonna happen when the exam come? It's an automatic fail. Then they left high school with nothing at all and go sit down a yard and dig out and make and the girl them start breed up like guinea pig. What do you expect? And we have to take a stand.
Miss Chin, until when we reach that level and we have majority of the parents, if not all, thinking the way or you have been saying it, we have nowhere going. And I'm absolutely agree with you, ma'am. You could not say it better.
But listen, this is a level, this is something that we need to talk more about in society for any real change to be made. Because when we change this aspect, the next generation, we can be assured of a better future for Jamaica. Coming from the next generation. But if nothing changes, then really and truly, the next generation is going to be as bad as this one or worse. Or worse. It starts with us, and that's why I always talk about accountability. I don't know why people refuse to take responsibility for their own action. Everything starts with us. Yes, there are teachers that don't give a shit and don't do their jobs. There are also police that don't give a shit and don't do their jobs. There are doctors that don't give a shit and don't do their jobs. In every profession, bear in mind that they're humans just like us. And you get up with your regular normal construction job, our call center job, or whatever it is whatever job we have, and we get up one day and we say we can't bother with work. And we're going to sit down and work with our mouth long and we can't bother and we don't want to do nothing. We are humans. Teachers do it. Police, doctor, lawyer, soldier, everybody does it. In every profession, there's good and there is bad. There are some people that care about their job and there's some that don't. There are some people that do it for the money. There are some people that do it for the love. You will not get rid of that. But as a parent, you should never have a day where your child's interest is not first priority. Every day should be your child's priority. You should be a priority to your child. Every single day.
I agree with you with that. I totally agree.
Would you willing to be taxed more to pay the teachers more, Maki?
Teachers don't need any more pay. As a matter of fact, some teachers, I said this before, I think it was on Black King Live, I remember me, and a few people did over here reason. It wasn't a lot. And I guarantee you when I tell you this, teachers don't need any more pay. Teachers, in my opinion, should be paid like how call center workers are paid. On a bonus structure. Enough people now go agree with me, but I don't give a shit. Teachers should be paid on a bonus structure, and I'll tell you why I say this. You're not going to get better results when you have when teachers get more pay. Teachers' salary was already increased so much time till them a drive pure big vehicle and I buy all 2 houses in a housing scheme and I rent one. They have not done shit just the same. The reason why I believe that teachers should be paid on a bonus structure is because they just need to. Why would I hate teachers? I went to one of the best high schools in Jamaica. Shut up. Anyways, the reason why I believe that, and my child does excellent in school, the reason why I believe that is because the teachers know that whether the pitney learn or not learn, them still get them pay. They don't give a shit.
And get them both and get them incentive.
I am a believer. I don't know if that's what you call bonus machine, but I am a believer that both teachers and nurses, they should be getting paid off performance based.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I call bonus structure, performance basis. Because let me tell you this. A teacher knows that if her pitney, if she has 40 children in her class, and of the 40 children, 5 of them at the end of the school term end with a 90 with an A average. I won't even put 90. 5 of them end with an A average. Right? 10 of them end with a B average. That's a 15.
Yeah.
25 end with a D or E average. That teacher still gets her pay. If a teacher has a class of 40 and all 40 pitney at end the school term at E or D, that teacher still gets her pay. That is madness. That is madness. Teachers should be paid
and they are teaching the same grade.
Whereby at the end of every month, this is my opinion. We can't force this.
Blacking the nurses forget paid most for them performance. So you know have the patient outcome to use as a measuring tool.
You know why I say that?
To upset Petal that sleep all along.
Petal, me come for you too in a Petal. Can you not when you say hi Maria?
Hi Maria. Maria no come when you cross our path.
Petal, me I go call you and me
you wake up. You know why I say that?
Me I call you and me reason.
Me no know which nurse. Me no know which nurse goes Blacking, but Blacking come out for nurse this morning for me. You care guy your family got hospital and then gonna take and sugar gonna take and everything. If
Petal at work here go now?
Petal Blacking.
So when me can call, but I may have to call him, I have to chat.
Maria,
just message me.
I want to
message me ask me if it's a good time now, when you have time.
Yeah, every game I'll call him, he can't call you.
Happy Maria, man.
Anyway, good morning. Good morning, guys.
Miss Chin. Hold on, me interrupt with Miss Chin, because guess what? Me did have to come in because me did only get that work and me get a chance. So let Miss Chin finish. Go on, Miss Chin, and finish.
Right.
Yeah. So I am thinking that the best way to go about it is this. Before a school term, for example, a child enters second form. You're going to use second form as example. A child enters second form. Their first form grades should be on record. So, for example, you have 5 pitney where them first form grade, when they start the school term, the second form school term, their grade is average D. They're averaging D at the end of the first school term, which would be from September to December. That report card or that grade, which is not going to be monitored by the school, by the way. There should be somebody from the Ministry of Education that is responsible for this in the schools. That child's grade at the end of the first term. I say I'm tired of garbage truck at Sunday morning time, although I love garbage truck. When that happens, that makes much nice.
At least the garbage get picked up. Good morning, Kathy Bless. I know you can. You can't really see when we type the comments. So good morning, Kathy.
And I have that garbage. So if it's a case where at the end of the school term now, the December now, that child is still at a D, or the child gone on 1 D, the teacher does not get that bonus for the term. So bonus would be on a term basis. Them don't get the bonus. If the child average move up to a C, them would get 70% of them bonus. If you move up to a B, them get 80% of them bonus. If you move up to an A, them get 100% of them bonus. That is what I believe. But to just be paying a teacher, pay every time pay one, them want pay increase constantly. Them want Black Road and put up placard for pay raise. And some of them pay yeah, we are for them pay right now. Our principal pay we're gone in other millions. So what me don't know.
Miss Chin.
And the teacher them dons and the pity them dons. It's rubbish.
Miss Chin. All right.
Yes.
Some of you say me partially agree with, but me not agree with everything. Reason being, over the years, the teaching profession has changed. In the 70s and the 80s, me start school in the 70s, late 70s. In the 70s,
You don't let me tell you which part I work. You won't like it.
a teacher in the 70s, a teacher in the 80s, and a teacher in even so the early part of the 90s is totally different than a teacher in the 2000s. You never usually see none of our teacher them a each up a round robin. Them the 80s and 90s teacher there with no students. You would never see that. All right.
I know.
The next thing what I want to say is this. The social decay have a lot to do with the students' performance. Okay? You can't put everything on it. Yes, the teacher them in and of themselves have for them own a thing where it needs to be dealt with. However, how many parents look at a household in your neighborhood, or look at a few households in your neighborhood? How many of those parents are actually sitting down and teaching their children to sound out words, to identify letters, teach them to read at evening time when they reach home, then give them dinner, then bathe them off, eat them with their homework? How many?
And that's why what I started with in the first place was Petal. I started with the fact that it starts from the home, and I understand that parents have a part to play, but we also cannot ignore a very big part. I did say that. I said it starts within the home. We are our children's first teachers. I said that first.
Yeah, me did. But you know something? Let me tell you something.
We cannot ignore the fact. Hold on, Peter. We cannot ignore the fact. We also cannot ignore the fact that teachers are lackadaisical, and they do not, a lot of them, I'm not going to say all because I'm not in a position to say that, but a lot of teachers do not care. Teachers depend on TikTok more than me and you.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about during school hours.
Yeah, but when the children then go home, them parents depend on TikTok just to see them and put them on TikTok too. Some of them have them have their own TikTok account. But listen what me I say is
I agree. That's why we now put the blame one place.
May I go say this now? May I go say what happened is that the system needs to be streamlined. So a lot of the people them will have attention deficit disorder. They need to figure them out, right? Those things need to be identified at an early age, because you know something? I remember when I was going to school and there were some children in the class who couldn't learn and we were just saying, don't, then don't, then don't. And actually those children had a learning disability. Those children, they needed to be worked with separately. They need to separate them, have some assistance for them. Because now that me look on it, me feel so bad, right?
That's why, Mr.
The
Petal,
next,
this is something that Ministry of Education
yeah,
has
they have
to
to go
come in
they
and
have to
be
go streamline the
involved
process.
with.
The next thing I'm
It's
want
not
to
just
say,
right. It's not
well,
gonna just be something where you just bam and do
yeah,
a bonus structure like that.
yeah.
Ministry has to be involved
The
where they
next
are
thing,
able to identify, as you say, if the child has an issue.
because you have attention deficit disorder where people then can't concentrate. You have them the one that will have learning disorder. You have them the one that will have intellectual disorder. Those things need to be figured out. Next thing I'm want to say, even though we're moving to one social what you call it, digital era, and we use a lot of electronics and stuff like that. I am telling you, that tablet is a poison to a lot of those children. I remember my little niece came up here. I brought my family here. And when she come up here, she was 3 turning 4. And I can tell you, I told them, you guys are failing this child. First of all, she had a tablet already, all right? And she had it even long before she come here. And a 3-year-old child don't need a tablet. What a 3-year-old child need is to be identifying their words, learning to write, learning to sound them out, learning to read. Even if you have a tablet, it'll go be like, you're going to spend one little hour on your tablet. And I am telling you, she spends the entire time and me had to like I'm still a reprogrammer. When me a fear age, actually, me started basic school just before me turned 3. Me do 3 to 4 in the grade 1 a basic school. For 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So me reach a all age school just before me a 5-year-old. And when me reach a all age school, me start buy children's one. The first time me go home with one children's one, because you start at all age school, you get your lunch money, me go home with children's one. And my mother said, where you eat for your lunch? Cause me get my lunch money, me buy children's one and my lunch money. You can't reach it. And me say me take the children's one. Every time my mother talk about that story there, she said she never even realized me could read. Because you know something? Every evening, I was always a curious person, and every evening, they used to have the book them reader A, reader B, reader C. And me take my book them, and me I read. You have a story where say, I am big, I am little, up a ladder, down a ladder. Me advance. Me could I read very good. Me could have write from long time. I have good penmanship because my father take pride in a writing, and him single-handedly help me learn to write. But these people, they just give a child a tablet, and it's like it's a trend. It's so cool. Like if you're putting it on a tablet, they not say nothing. The putting brain them not stimulated. And that are one big problem in Jamaica. I not say you know if you have electronics and if you have the tablet, because like we saw when them have to stay home during COVID and stuff, online learning, they needed it for that. But otherwise, people now spend no
No,
time
but let me
and
tell
sit down
you,
and teach them pitney. My pitney them born in Canada, and from then can me start at me I give them they look something them from them liquor for press down where I teach them A, B, light up, C. And me teach them. Me never have
hence
no.
the reason why. Hence the reason why I tell you that learning starts from within the home. But a big problem that we have is that a lot of these parents, them done so than the picnic 300 times, they don't have a clue what to do. However, I'm gonna tell you something where this learning starting from within the home is concerned. And this is for the people them where just have baby or picnic them at 1, 2 coming up. I just give my advice. Somebody not to follow it. When my daughter growing up,
Yeah, about 3 are
before
coming
she
up.
start basic school, first of all, my daughter can't talk patois around me. I not grow my picnic to talk patois, period. Because I believe that she needed to learn standard English. So for my daughter just can't talk, a standard English I speak. I'm gonna run them joke there. When she started basic school, from my daughter I go to school and I'll teach her draw apple in her book and I give her for carry woman and tell her for color it and write letter A. From them time there, my TV can't turn on during the week. My daughter for come home, come do that part, do what teacher tell her to do, and sit down with our chart them and our something them like a petal attack where them know to push in the shape them and learn the shapes and all of these things. My daughter will do all of that every day of the week from Monday to Thursday. When she come from school Friday, the homework still have to do. And when the homework done, she can go watch TV and do what she want to do until Saturday evening, until Sunday evening. And some grow my opinion, when Sunday evening come, my TV can't turn on back and no device can't use neither. And I've been doing that to my child from she starts basic school at 2+ till right now. My daughter soon 14 in June. They don't run them the joke there.
Yeah.
These children come home from school, maybe them do them homework, maybe them not do it. Maybe them study, maybe them not study. And a straight device, whether phone, TV, tablet, whatever it is. Straight device. That is madness. Explain to my daughter from a very early stage in her life. Make sure I explain to her. Let me tell you this. Everybody in this world has a job to do.
My kids had, when them grew up, them had Game Boy, them had till then go PlayStation, when they have regular PlayStation 1, whatever, 2, whatever. They had all of that. But you know what? There was a limit. So after
absolutely
do on schoolwork and this and that, you have 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours, depending on how the evening I run. Once you get on the work them done, you can play the PlayStation for X amount of time. Then Game Boy, I never have no trouble. Then Game Boy, they know so they have limited usage and it go in my room.
When you instill these things in them, Petal, from an early stage.
Mom, can I borrow the Game Boy for a bit?
Them from an early stage, it stays with them. It stays with them. I do not have to tell my daughter. Me not have to tell my daughter right now not turn on the TV. If my daughter then in my house, I'm going to Jericho and come back. But promise the TV not turn on.
Exactly.
Because that has been instilled in her for so long that she knows better. She knows better. I want to put in or not get out. Trust me when I tell you that.
Good morning again, guys.
Go ahead, Churchill. Go ahead, Churchill.
So true.
All right, me go pause and go on back on the job again. And next time, the one Black King come for nurses, and I go hear me rush out for him. You see, all on a Sunday like today. Today, I'm day off, you know. I call me after for work.
Deal with him first, better.
Yeah, Black King, you know.
Better, deal with him first, because a long time I want to hear somebody deal with King case, you know. So go on, deal with him.
No, man, in come after nurses, this man, now me come after him because for me day when Sunday day, me should have cook up and I cook me Sunday dinner. Me then call me and ask me, say, can you work Sunday? Me say, no problem. I'm blocking and come bright up himself with nurses. No. Anytime he come back to nurses again, me I come for him. But me I go and listen.
You not hear me?
Yeah, but we're not business with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You not tell us from morning it's so low enough.
Me wonder how people talk like some in a day.
Maki, like how we not have no better idea.
Why so no matter how me talking that you say?
Tina wants to say something, Petal.
What Blacking say?
No, but Tina, that's the way Churchill finish.
Let him finish, man. Let him finish.
No, you're Blacking say. What Blacking say? What I go say? Him not hear nothing me say?
No, Mr. Yard talk like so you not hear me.
We don't want your idea then, Maki. Come on, and go my business.
All right, me go back.
Go ahead.
All right.
Anyway, a lot of what you guys say is true, but everybody are not the same. Every parents are not the same, and every picnic are not the same. Everybody learn, every children learn from at different pace. I don't think we should. I think teachers are the greatest thing to students. Some of them are doing their job properly. For the most part, they're doing their job. And I'm not going to come down so hard on the teachers like Miss Chin did. Respectfully, Miss Chin. Because, sir, teachers are probably more important than the parents, but the parents have to play their part, of course. And I can give a story about some of my experience. But as far as grading parents, rating their performance, it's kind of hard to put the non-performance of the student all on the teachers. We cannot do that. Because in my time when we experience at school, those students who want to learn or have the ability to learn, then make sure them pay attention and then do their schoolwork when the teacher.
Churchill, that means that you're not listening, man.
Yeah, man, me listen to
I'm going to address the first thing what you say. Thing what you say.
Addressing backside to me, I'm addressing to me.
First thing that you said,
jump on me.
Church, you have to remember that for one, I never attacked. No, the first thing you said was where you said that all children do not learn the same. All children are not the same. You are extremely correct. And that is exactly what we have been saying. If parents decide to pay attention, I started with the parents. Maybe you joined late. I started with parents. I said learning starts within the home. We parents are our children's first teachers. How you will know if your child is average, master, or a slow child starts within the home. You are correct. If a child at an early level cannot grasp ABC, then when that child gets to high school, he's going to perform at a D level because he cannot grasp simple understanding, simple knowledge, simple basic skills. Even before starting basic school, if you have your child in the house and you tell your child, say, to do something in the house, and you realize, say, the child's behavior is, maybe the child's slow to it, maybe the child do it in a manner where you have to wonder, say, if the child didn't even start. There are simple little things where, if I tell the pitney, say, go count that over this and tell me how much. Things like that. You pick up that your child is slow. We have this understanding before anybody else does. And then even when you send them to schools now, why I put blame on the teachers, and I still, regardless of what you're saying, I never said it's all on the teachers. I said parents and teachers. But there are a lot of teachers, if we wish to speak the truth, that are not doing their jobs. We send a lot of our children to school that have brain. We send children to school that have the ability to learn, but all they need is a push. All they need is for when the teacher don't teach a lesson, that child didn't understand it and the teacher is willing to go back over it, or the teacher is willing to say, come and sit beside me and let us do it one more time. Sometimes that's needed. Go ahead.
Stick up in. Again, all parents are not the same, because sometimes the standard of the parents, they don't know what to expect of the picnic when they send them out to school. So if the picnic is supposed to know be at a certain level, and when the picnic go to school, they're not at that level. Some parents don't have the ability to detect that. I think the Ministry of Education, our education system, has a big role to play in that. When the children go to school, they're supposed to. Oh my God! Sorry. When the children.
I say the same thing what we are saying at Churchill.
When the children.
Because Petal just said that a while ago.
Can I say something?
When the children.
Ministry. I spoke on the role of the Ministry of Education.
Let me finish. When the children go to school and the children not learning, the teacher is teaching, and the children not learning. And when the picnic go home, the parents don't know that the picnic not learning.
What's wrong?
There need to be ways to divide up these.
1 second, Lola. I'm going to let you share your story. Churchill,
There
you
should-
are correct.
there should
Hold
be
on,
ways.
Churchill.
Let me make-
Hold on,
let me finish-
Churchill.
Let me finish my point, please.
Instead of-
Let me finish my point, please.
Can I
When
like
the ministry is supposed to sort this out, when the people them go to school and them know they're at the level where they're ready to really take off on their learning, they have to separate them so that the slower ones can get more attention than the ones who are really ready to learn and take off. So I think the Ministry of Education.
Oh, Churchill, that is where the teachers come in. Ministry don't sit down up there and know this. It is the teacher's responsibility to identify this type of thing. Hold on, Churchill. Hold on, man. It is the teacher's responsibility to be able to say, look, we are doing everything in our power to assist this child. And based on our understanding, we recommend that this child goes to that institution for special learning.
But
we recommend that this child be placed in some type of facility for special learners, because based on our knowledge and based on our continued efforts and showing facts to support this child, we are no longer able to assist. Then ministry will then use this information to say, okay, then. Ministry will then use this information to say, okay, then. We will then do this and this for the child. But teachers are just teaching. The picnic them now learn nothing and they're not doing anything about it.
But Miss Chin, that's what I'm saying. We didn't just start education enough. It's been going on for years. The Ministry of Education is supposed to know what's going on in schools now.
Oh my God. How are they going to know? Isn't it the responsibility of the teachers, Churchill? Do we expect that Ministry of Education sit down up there and know this? It is the responsibility of the teachers to do their job.
Let me say something here.
You know,
Hold on, Churchill.
Hold on. Miss Chin still not get what me I say. Miss Chin.
You keep on, I hear exactly what you're saying, Churchill. You're saying that it is Ministry of Education supposed to identify these things. And I am saying to you, how will Ministry of Education identify something that the teachers are not relating?
But it's identified already, and nothing new. It's done identified long time. It's the failure of the system to take out these students who are not learning. I find a different avenue for the ones who are not learning. Them it's known. I no secret anymore. All right,
Churchill. Morning.
Well, our next girl. Make we go in order because everybody wants to talk. So Winston and then Lola has a story.
Right. But I wanted to say, Churchill, I am happen to be privileged to see a lot of high school student grade, right? And I come on these live and I spoke about it concerning the poor grade that these children are getting. Simple ABC and they are failing.
I never realized. Sorry, Tino, may I come to you, Tino? Sorry.
What I'm saying, the teacher, I have to question it because it's happening over a period of time, for years. I am wondering if the teacher no concern and bring these grades to the principal, and then the principal would relay this information to the Minister of Education. And it's a very prominent high school, right? And these children continue to fall through the cracks and nobody's scared. I'm wondering what happened to the parents as well, because if my child was in that situation, I would be very concerned and start to seek help.
I'll tell you what the problem is, Winston. The thing is that, you see when the teachers evaluate these, it's when the teachers identify these children, because you mark picnic test paper, your sister they fail, your sister some pass. You see that. The principal see it too, because every grade have to go to the principal. So the principal sees it. What the teachers do not do is put the children through a proper evaluation and try to identify their issues properly and write something in detail to ministry. Churchill said it happened already. I don't know about it. Let's go over to Tino.
No.
Tino, let me hear what you want to say, please.
But every
I want
year,
to try to give everybody a chance.
every
Hold on,
year,
Churchill.
every year,
Hold on. Yes, Omar, you can speak as well. Lola, before I tell you a story, Tino was waiting before you, so sorry.
Let me say something. You see, a lot have been said a while ago. You know, you see, the children in today's society, they're not exercising the cognizant mind. You see, the laptop and the phone them and the tablets them is what making the children them become dumber and dumber. And the teachers them have a job to do, but they're not do the job. And you see, Ministry of Education them have to start come up with some different ways, and the curriculum have to change now. We can't go back and use 19 or long curriculum. The children have to stimulate, the teachers have to start stimulate. Can you see me? Me's a man like this when I used to go to school, you know. You see, when me get bored, me go to the back of the class and I turn my chair and look through the window, and the teacher them used to say, something must be wrong with you. But you see, all me get to know, say Jamaica have a lot of resources. You see, Michael Teachers College, them have a place where them have for genius, and them have a place where them test, picking where slow learn. If me go up there, the teacher them say my IQ we off the chart. So that's why me always bored in the class, because me always understand the things them way before they pick them in the class. So me know that Jamaica have them type of resource there. It's just that the ability to exercise them, the people them get too lazy nowadays today. Everything a government them wants to fix it. And you see the parents them too, the parents them have a lot to do with it too in a Jamaica society today. Yeah. Them too lazy, them too lackluster, and them too, them it's like everything in Jamaica becomes bankrupt now. Everything is like government supposed to do. The people them now ask what them to do for them picnic. And me, man, you know, me really believe in a homeschooling, you know. Cause you see, right now, the educational system worldwide, it's lacking because them want to teach you picnic where them feel like to teach you. And that is just all I have to say. So somebody else can say something.
Yeah, man. So my intake on this, you see.
Hold on, Omar. Lola, you were supposed to say something.
All right. I don't know how many of you know about the introduction of the pathways in schools, where they have pathway 1, pathway 2, pathway 3. It is basically screening the children. So if you're on pathway 3, we know that you are one of the slower learners, and there are intervention programs for you. So there's that in place. And that is an initiative of the Ministry of Education. But I wanted to say, give a little story. I used to serve as a school board chairman, and I had a parent who had a child in that institution, one of the institutions I was serving at. And it's on the day of our service, the student realized that his father could never know A different from B, much less from C. And that student related to me that every evening he would come home, his father would go through his books, make sure him sit down at the table and do him assignments. And if him get a problem wrong, the father was able to differentiate a tick from an X. So you know when him get the tick them, he knows say right, he know when him get the X, he knows say wrong. And that father, who could not read, could not add, would ensure, and that child graduated at the top end class with an illiterate single parent, because the father would go through the books, and anything that has an X, the child was mandated to do it over. I will go back to teacher next day, and if he get it right, fine. If he get it wrong, he have to do it over again. So parents play an integral part, because let's face it, a teacher has 40 in the class and one student get 9 out of 10. So hey, the student, the parent now, the teacher now go sit down and ensure so the student do over that problem. But this parent who knows him couldn't read and write, ensure that it was done over and marked. So, me agree with, I think it was Miss Chin who said it starts at the home. And the parent don't have to understand the problem. What they have to do is ensure that the work is done. That's all I have to say.
Lola, listen, this, based on what I understand, you know, I'm going to give a story before I turn over to, I think it was Omar that was up here next. I have my daughter's father, when I started talking to him, he has a niece that was not doing too good in school. And her mother, my then sister-in-law, wasn't a brilliant. She's not like she don't know much. She can read, yeah, she can add, but that's it. And she realized her daughter wasn't doing well in school. And when I went there, she asked me to help her daughter. And she said that she will pay me to help her daughter at evening time, because her daughter in a grade 6 and the daughter is failing and they don't think the daughter is going to graduate and pass for any good school. And I said, you don't have to pay me. I will do it. And we had an agreement. Every evening that little girl come from school, the first thing I wanted to identify there is the fact that the woman cannot help her child, and she took the initiative to get somebody to help her child. She was willing to pay me to do it, and I was the one that refused. Every evening I helped that child, but go as far as help her to study, because she didn't understand what studying was supposed to be. Every day then tell her, I said, go and go study. She don't know what name study. She don't understand study. And I break that down to her, and I had her understand what studying was. That same child graduated from primary school, most improved student, moved on to Clarendon College. And to this very day, if you ask her, she will tell you that because I taught her how to study and sit down with her every day, she has a better understanding of what to do in school. She's now a nurse. She went to university as well after Clarendon College. And then she's now a nurse at Maypen Hospital. That's what she studied. So let me tell you this. If a parent wants their child to learn, they will take the initiative for their child to learn. You don't have to be a genius. It can be the situation as what Lola just explained, where the father don't know nothing. But guess what? When you come home and you have an X in a book, do it over. When you go back to school, teacher will tell you if it's right now. If it's still wrong, you come back home, do it again. Some parents pretend as if they know, and say, look here, do it over. When the picnic says it's right now, when the picnic asks the parents, it's right now, daddy. When you go to school, teacher will tell you. Daddy can't say yes or no. Daddy say, when you go to school, teacher will tell you. But he's taking the initiative. Him not ignore homework, because homework is important. That is the point. Omar, your turn.
Yes, morning, everybody. My friend, at home, for real. But one of the big problems we have, enough of the big people that choose the wrong career. Them choose a career because my mother maybe the teacher, so me end up turning teacher. I never like the job. That's one of the things what beat the system. It's when you don't love your job, you don't put no interest in it. And me can tell you, me see and my daddy. Not for the time, even the teacher them in high school. Not for them really they want to turn teacher, so they're not busy with picking them if they want to learn sometimes. That's one of the problem too. Them not love, so they don't love kids. So they're not busy with who want to learn.
No passion in the job, true.
Yeah. Omar, did you see me comment here? I see me type say in the 80s, teaching was really a calling. It was never just a job. When we grow up, our teacher walk on road and we walk past, you can't talk loud. You can't. There was a level of respect that went with the profession when no teacher friend picking it, so it just gone. Cannot absorb the parents too, because Nasi Kim Maki were then I comment. I talk about if parents can't afford to diagnose them, treat them and whatever. If you pay attention, you will notice that, all right, that's your story. Just about 2 years ago, I met a girl here in the US, and our son was 2.5 going 3. I said, Simone, why the people not talk? He not talk. He might develop normally and he not. And I said to her, I said, yo, the child is hearing. And she said, yes, he hear me talk to him. And he said, when you talk to him, you look at him and see him if you look at you. Remember, I'm sorry, me there enough. So
all the resources are here. And I'm saying that because we don't want nobody talk about resources in a Jamaica. When we tell him, say, watch the child when you talk. See if the child actually kind of maybe hear one little part and then have to turn around to you, to look for you, to understand it when you repeat it. Because the child, if you read your lips, she say yes. When she carry the picnic girl doctor, the picnic have water in her ears, some auditory canal, something. And I'm saying, if you pay attention from early, you will be able to pick up on whether or not the child has an impediment to learning where you can rectify. Parents are not paying the requisite attention, and that is the root of the problem.
Yep.
I will not say teachers, this automatic advancement, for want of a better word, is also a problem. Because you cannot have the child at grade 3, grade 4, not reading at grade 1 level, and because the school year done and them turn 7 or 8, you automatically send them on. And so they, when they get to age 12 and them done grade 6, them automatically go to grade 7. Not
rubbish.
Grade 2.
Rubbish. There's no repeat.
So yeah, but listen to me. Even if there's repeat, Lola, even if there is repeat, them not repeat a child one time. So for example, if the child in a grade 4 and them never end good, then make them repeat grade 4, but them not make them repeat grade 4 2 times. Afterwards, them move them on to grade 5. And then move them on to grade 6. I remember when my daughter was in grade 6. She just got to grade 6. And they had, it's 3 grade 6 in the school. So they had a meeting for all grade 6 parents. And I'm sitting in the meeting and the principal come in and she said she admitted the fact that there was 50% of the grade 6 students that are even reading at a grade 6 level. And one of the grade 6 teachers said, mute everybody. Oh, church will know.
Once you start, remember that with PEP, if you don't achieve mastery in grade 4, at the grade 4 level, you're not going to advance to the grades to PEP.
So one of the grade 6 teachers said, well, this was my daughter's going in 3rd form, so I guess it was 2-3 years ago. One of the grade 6 teachers said that of the 3 grade 6 classes, he can only identify 4 students going to Glenmuir.
King, you might know.
I mean, I said, why is he? That King, are you making noise? Everybody else knew. I mean, I said, why is this man saying that he can only identify 4 children going to Glenmuir? Like him, I try to say, only 4 Pitney alone him can identify. In a 3 grade 6, you know, that he can say will be going to one of those quote-unquote good schools. Because we're in Clarendon. I mean, I say, really? And 50% I read at grade 6 level? How? And then read so far in high school?
So, Miss Chin, that's the point I was making, that our education system is a one-size-fits-all approach to education. And when
but you hear Lola said it changed though, Churchill. She's on a school board and she's telling you the change and she's telling you about part 1. So I don't know, Lola, you can speak to it.
No,
I'm just speaking of my experience.
It hasn't changed that much. Even if they make some tweaking or adjustment, it's still the same system. Over the years, you're gonna have students.
One principal in our comments, I said she's a principal. You can get my box, Princey. I'm jumping.
All right, no, let me say something and jump out. You don't have to say something and jump out. In other words, when we just come and learn from this, you see when the child just develop, you see even certain cartoon and certain thing where you make them watch, it affect them from the younger stage too, you know. Because if the child not talk, and you give the child a dummy cartoon where appear action and no talking, waiting of them. the brain never basically it never develop as fast as it should. So me think from the early stage to show. You can jump me up because me there, but me always in the comments and listen.
Yeah, so I'm saying that.
Who is the teacher? Who is the principal I'm supposed to add? Principal, can you click the request?
I'm in. Morning.
Oh, you're in. Okay, sorry.
All right, so somebody was saying that the child who goes to grade 4 and doesn't master will not move on. That is not true. Whether or not they master, they have to do the grade 5 and then move from grade 5 to grade 6. The next thing is that when gone are the days when they could repeat the children until they improve. They have to leave the system within a certain age. So if we don't register them for the exam, the ministry will call us out to say, why is this child not moving on, and so on. So they register at a certain age because they give the age restrictions and tell you which set of children should be doing the grade 4 exam, and they tell you which set of children should be doing the grade 5 and so on. So we're not at liberty to repeat them when we want, for however long we want to.
Okay, so I have a question.
So principal.
Hold on, Lola.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask her a question. Principal, my question to you is this: do you teach at the primary level or the secondary?
Primary.
Primary. Okay. So in your opinion, do you believe that all teachers are doing as they should within the classroom?
No, definitely not. But
Okay.
somebody.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're breaking up. I didn't hear anything. You're breaking up. Yes,
You hear me
much
now?
better.
Line Bob.
All right. So I'm saying, no, because I'm leaving home, so I'm jumping off the Wi-Fi. I was just saying that, like all other systems, like somebody said earlier, we have persons in every system and every sector that really don't do the job how they were trained to do it. But at the end of the day, we can't hold the teachers alone. Like you said, Miss Chin, you said a lot of things that I agree to, but there are some things that I don't agree to, like paying teachers based on performance. Because when there's a child,
performance, and I said a bonus.
Teachers them not do nothing.
I said bonus. Of course they have to get their pay. I'm just talking about a bonus level. Of
no,
course they
man,
have to
I'm
get
not
paid.
saying.
And I
No,
said
I'm
that
not
the
saying.
bonus
You're
would
not
be for
saying.
3 months.
No, I'm not saying that you said they won't get paid now, but I'm talking about payment by performance. Because if we have children in the system who directly have learning challenges, they were born with it, or some of them just never developed properly throughout the system. And those children will not learn regardless of what you do for more than one reasons. Parents not interested, the children sometimes are not interested for more than one reasons. It is difficult for you to say you're going to pay a teacher based on that child's performance when it has nothing to do with the teacher. I'm at the primary level, and I can tell you, at my school we don't have extra lessons, and we don't have weekend, and we don't have weekend classes. For the one reason why we don't have that, parents are not willing to send the children on weekends, even when the teachers volunteer for free. In the evenings, when the teachers are here, they have to be begging the children to come to class, even when the class is for free.
All right, so
that's one of the things, Miss Chin, I was disagreeing with about this bonus.
Okay, so I understand the disagreement, and I understand the reason for the disagreement. But this is what I want to say. I went back again to say that we have to remember that the Ministry of Education, if what I suggest were to ever be implemented, which I don't think it would, but I'm just saying that I would think that teachers, the Ministry of Education, would definitely have to come in first and do a proper evaluation of the students, of the school, of the teachers. That's the first thing. Because the students that are just can't learn, them have to come out. Put them somewhere where they can learn.
Right,
The
and
teachers,
that is where it's going
yes,
to burden the system even more because we don't have enough special schools for them. We don't
and
have enough
then you
special
have
schools, so it's going to burden the system a bit. We don't have enough trained specialist teachers, so it is going to be more burden on the system. So that is where
all
we
of
will
them.
have to do a lot more in terms of the sector itself. Because even if we're going
All
to
of
keep the
this would have,
special,
yes.
yes, even if we're going to keep the special children in the regular school, then there should be some system set up where you have specialist teachers who are trained to deal with these children. Because we
Absolutely. And
can't
that's what I would
teachers,
want the ministry to do.
But here's the
right?
point.
Teachers are general practitioners, like how you have a general doctor. But then you have specialist
Yes.
doctors who deal with bone and ears and eyes and whatever. So when a regular trained teacher is given a child with a special need, then that teacher can do so much and no more because the teacher is not trained to deal with the special child.
Right,
So
right.
this
I agree.
beside this special child, I'm saying the system we have. I mean, it's a complex problem, because, like I said, it's a one size fit all system we have, and no matter what you do, you're gonna have students who excel and students who just barely make it through, and some don't make
And that's
it
the reason
far.
why when I made
So,
my suggestion,
so
when I made my suggestion,
hold
I
on,
went
now,
across
hold on. Now.
a lot of people will be involved. The ministry has to come in and do some evaluation. The ministry has to come in and do some work. We said that because,
But Miss
as
Chin,
what the
Miss Chin,
principal said,
Miss Chin, we have years and years of data to show how the system is working. We don't have to have no special session when the ministry come in. We have years of data to show that we need to revamp the system and build it back over. There's no question about it.
Good
Even
morning
if
to
we come
you,
in
panel.
and identify a few.
Rachel, we are talking, that's not what we're talking about. We know that the ministry has some things to do. We're talking about the suggestion that I had put in place, that I'm saying that we know it now going to happen, but we're just talking about things that could happen if possible. We know that the education system, there are some changes that need to be made, some of which has already been made and a lot of improvement is happening, but there is still something a long way to go. And we're saying that we need specialized teachers inside the school, as what the principal had suggested. It would be good because there's not a special school for all of them. There's not a special school for all of them, and all of them don't need to go to a special school either. They can stay same place in the school, but they are taught by a specialized teacher. That is a very good suggestion.
That is good.
Uriel, your turn, Uriel.
I'm not talking
Mr.
about
Senior?
those. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking.
Churchill, hold on. You have to give the people that just come in a chance to talk.
But you have to come both of the talking of Miss Chin, and I can't get to say exactly what I want to say. You understand?
All right, give me a chance here. Good morning. Good morning to the panel. Good morning, Mr. My take on education today, you see, I'm not going to blame all the teachers, and I'm not going to blame the system so much. I'm going to blame the parent. And maybe I may be sounding a more draconian type of person. What I believe is the social media, cell phones, and all these things, these are the things that into the children's brain. Even if a child in school and have a phone, either way in his bag, no matter where you try to teach him, all he want to depend is to go back to TikTok or something. So if we as parents don't start to bring our children to the rule that no kid should carry a phone to school until him reach 15, then we will never have a good society. That is my take. If you want to chastise me on that, but that is how I see it, because even if you even notice nowadays, people are buying toys to give them children at a young age, and I don't believe it is also helping them. because there's a long time word said, children learn what them see or what them hear. You understand? And if you continue hear social media and TikTok every day, that is what going to ribbit in every children head. So if we don't put a rule and a law in our country to save the nation, we were young children that is coming up, that we can have a better future. If we don't take away the cell phone from our kids, we will never have a good future. Thank you very much. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, well, what you say is true. And there's some students who have phone. There are a lot of students who have toys, and they still excel in school. It's not a single problem. There's a lot of blame to go around. Yeah? And I'm saying the main problem is we have a one-size-fits-all education system. And years of data show that you're going to have students who excel and students who stay behind for one reason or another. But until you have a way of separating the students who are not performing, and I'm not talking about those students who need special needs, special care, special needs. There are just some students who are not going to learn at the same pace as others. Some are faster. So having a class size that a teacher can manage, that's one of the most important things you can have. And then separating the students according to the pace they can learn. The system we have is you teach everybody the same way, and who make it, and who no make it, don't make it, regardless of the input of the parents. I went to school, and I used to love play cricket. And when we come home, me dey on the cricket field, and we play till me tired. And when we come home, me go do my schoolwork, because I come from a background of teachers. And what they instilled in us is that you have to pay attention to your book. Regardless of everything else what you do, your book has to be, you have to pay attention to your book.
Mr. Churchill.
Yeah. So when people are, some parents don't have the resources to help their children. No matter how, there are some parents who just don't care. And I can tell you this now. I know one particular person that she was excelling in school. Yeah. And when it reached now that she wanted to go to university, she couldn't go because she never had no money. And while in father, totally illiterate, never motivated in that way. And I said, but your father can't sell one cow, man, and help get you started. I said, no, sir. Him not do it. He never care. Every parents are different. So I don't like to hear the blaming on teachers. Teacher is just part of the problem.
Churchill, you must stop saying that. You must stop saying that.
I'm not going to stop saying
to say, but Churchill, nobody is putting any blame in any one aspect. So to say that you don't like to hear the blame put on teachers, you are being unfair to the conversation that we are having. Everybody is saying the same thing, that look here, it is everybody that is involved that has a part to play. Teachers have a part to play. You just heard the principal acknowledge the fact that there are some teachers in reality that do not do their jobs.
And
we
I
agree as well. We agree as well that there are parents. We agree as well that there are parents out there that are very neglectful and do not pay attention to their children. We also agree that the system is doing a lot, but more can be done. So when you say that you don't like to hear the blame being put on teachers, you're being unfair to the conversation, because that is not what we're saying.
It's not just here, Miss Chin. I hear it all the time.
Yeah, but we have a conversation, Churchill. So when you say that now, you make it look as if we're attacking teachers, which we are not. We're being realistic. Kingston.
I hear it a lot. I hear it a lot.
Morning, everybody. I'm going to just ask you to just allow me 1 minute to just go off topic, because I noticed when I discuss about practices and principle and all of that. I want to ask the principal, because this is a problem that we are having. I want to ask the principal, did you benefited, and don't name any figure, just because people are saying that nothing now gone. Did you benefit from the restructuring, and at what percentage? And does your teachers also benefited, and what is the range of the benefit, without naming any figure? Because people are playing it down as if nothing never happened good within the restructuring. Secondly, how can we hold the schools, administration, and teacher responsible when they are underperforming? That's my question. You can take the box when you're ready. Thank you.
All right. So of course I benefited. I don't know enough about anybody else. I am fairly new to the role as principal. I've only been principal since 2022. Since 2022. But when I came in, I was getting what other principals were getting before, and I was there when they raised came into being. So of course I'm seeing the benefits, and my teachers are seeing the benefits. Some of them are ungrateful, but of course they are seeing the benefits.
So this is what I'm asking all who support the government. Please come out and voice your say in the benefits that we are getting, because it's been underplayed.
I make a general statement when I said some of the teachers. I'm not just talking about my school, but it's teachers all over. Teachers can go supermarket now and pick up grocery and full trolley. And I used to observe teachers buying £1 and £2 of rice. I've been a teacher since 2002, so I'm in the system for years now. And I was there for the wage freeze. I was there for the 1% increase. I was there for the 4%. So when we got what we got, I wasn't excited until I saw it, because I didn't believe that teachers could get more than 4%.
Okay.
So when I actually saw the increase, I was impressed. So when teachers are saying that they're not, I moved over. It used to be what you call it now, a grade system for principals. So you have grade 1, grade 2, depending on the size of the school. So what I benefited from mostly is the fact that all principals now get the same salary regardless of the size of the school.
And was that a 20% increase, 50?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I think I can't tell the exact thing.
Okay. But you benefited, and that's all I'm interested in. Thanks.
For that question, Kingston. I think we're talking about a lot, and we're kind of straying away from how much the government is doing for the education system. So thank you for that question, Kingston. Jeez, it was so important.
Yeah, I'm glad that get out there, because we hear a lot of people talking, so the teachers didn't get good raises and all that. So we need more teachers to speak up.
More than everybody. The money with them are collecting. And I'm glad to know that there is a Miss Principal. I'm glad to know that there's a principal out there. I don't know how many, but the fact that we are here with you, I am glad to know that there's a principal out there that is grateful, that is appreciative of the difference that they're getting, and understands where they're coming from to where they are now. I'm very much happy to know that somebody sees that.
Miss Chin, and everybody else, the teachers and principals who you will hear complaining, they are doing that because of their political motivation. They're not doing it because of the real figures. They're not doing it because of the real figures. And I work with the electoral office, so I don't go out and publicize my support for the Jamaica Labour Party, which I do support. I'm on Miss Black King Live almost every day. On my way to work, on my way from work. Sometimes I'm on here when Black King asleep, everybody else asleep. But I'm on here and I'm silent. I'm silent because I support and I listen and all of that. But the persons who you will hear, I speak to teachers all the time because I know who I can talk to and who I cannot talk to. And the ones who will be fair and whatever, they will tell you that the pay is making a big difference in their household. What they're getting now compared to what they were getting before. They have some unreasonable teachers who did expect them pay for double.
Hello? And principal, you want to feel like them unreasonable?
But feel like some of them just simply dunce, and as you said, their attachment to their political affiliation. And this is the problem I have with teachers. How is it that I have you teach my child, and you cannot even acknowledge the truth when you see it in your face? You cannot.
And some of them have poor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Morning, everybody.
Yes, and some of them have.
Frank.
It baffles me as well. Oh, some of them reason being educators.
Jesus.
It baffles me. It baffles me sometimes. All them reason, all them say things, and they say them an educator. How can you, as an educator, have Mark Golden represent you?
Well,
I don't understand.
Principal,
Educating the populace, and you have somebody went down so that you represent you.
Miss Tin, take me down, please. Miss Tin, can you take me down, please?
All right, all right.
Hello, morning, everybody.
Go ahead, Marshall.
Yes, right. So I just want to say one thing and then I move on. As it relates to the education system, I think there is an issue, and we can talk about the parents, we can talk about the teachers, the students, basically all stakeholders. Basically, have a part to play, and there's an issue with all stakeholders, and something needs to change. So I'm just only gonna say that as it relates to that, because there's blame that can go all around for every stakeholder. But what we do know that something is seriously wrong, and there needs to be a remedy. As it relates to teacher, one of the things is that when it comes down to remuneration, there's not been any other government that has done more for teachers than the Jamaica Labour Party. Let me start with, I think it was what, 2008, 2009, and I believe the principal can back me up on that. There was a realignment as it relates to the teachers up to 80% of market. So when the then finance minister Ardishaw came in, he made that adjustment, and teachers was getting up to 80% of what the private sector was getting. So that was the first significant remuneration for teachers. The second one was the 1.5. And with that, teachers got a significant increase. And then you have the current reclassification. So when you check all of those coming up, and we can talk about the other increases that we have gotten, where we know that generally when it comes on to the PNP, it was always single-digit increases. But we can talk about 3 significant increases over the past 20 years. And those increases were under the Jamaica Labour Party.
Okay, another thing here, if I may. You can just realize now, as I hear this teacher just said about some of us teachers are very literate, and that is true, because a person who can't think for themselves is a person who is always been illiterate. If you notice the other day in a presentation budget, and you can see where I'm going, you notice the only person that Marky G had said he would give free car, concession for car and out and so on was the teachers. Did you pick up that?
Yeah, we talked to the minister, the shadow minister, on it yesterday, because we know that the JTA is a PNP garrison.
You know, okay, so you know why I'm saying that?
Madam
because
Principal,
seeking the vote. So these people, these are the people that are, they get the thing, but they're still keeping back the country. And sometimes, you know, you don't wish for bad thinking or so on, but sometimes I believe these people want to put into a jump and roll over our body. Yeah.
all right, Madam Principal.
Yes, I'm here.
Outside of remuneration, outside of the monetary benefits, can you speak to a high ministry support in terms of infrastructure, in terms of equipment, in terms of support to schools, like the ministry allocations, are they more on time? Are they bigger? Just in terms of general support from the ministry, how has that compared or over the years?
All right, so we get regular grants. Sometimes they are delayed, but they are guaranteed to come. And the support outside of grants have improved because in terms of infrastructure, you'll find the officers coming in and giving the support where it is needed. Furniture and so on, that has improved as well. Because for the most part, teachers and children, and I'm speaking for the era where I'm at, not just for my school. Not just for my school. So we get adequate supply of furnitures and so on. There is lacking in some areas because in terms of security and so on, some schools are not properly fenced and all of that. But the general support, the officers are there from the ministry, and when we have the concerns, they genuinely try to make an effort to support us. I can speak of my officers from my region.
All right, good.
All right.
So there was another controversial.
I have to go. 1 second, Knox girl, I have to go. Black King, and if you take over back your life, I have to go because I don't know what them people they do over there. Yeah, they're in front of me, but I'm peeling eyes and I can't hear my ears. So I'm gonna jump off. But the one thing I want to say is to the principal, I just want to say continue to do a good job. I wish we had a system whereby when you identify a good teacher or a good principal in America, when you identify a good soldier, you say thank you for all you do or something like so. Or thank you for service, something of that nature. Thank you for your service. When you identify a good teacher or a good principal, I mean all of them, I mean the good one then, you can honestly say to them, thank you for your service. So I want to say to you, thank you for your service, thank you for what you do, and continue to guide our students in the best way you possibly can. For everybody else on the live, you're welcome. For everybody else on the live, please do not think that we're trying to do a personal attack on parents. We are not. We're not trying to do a personal attack on teachers. We are not. And neither, we're especially not trying to attack our government, because that's not what it's about. At the end of the day, all we're trying to do is protect the well-being of our children. That's it. I got to go.
Listen, before you go. I was not attacking our government, you know. I'm saying the system.
Churchill bye. I don't know why you're making this about you. I said everybody on the live and you're taking about me.
All right, Madam Principal, my follow-up point and my other point actually is in relation to that controversial statement by the shadow spokesman about children on pass being differentiated and treated or underserved in terms of the pass allocation, one, in terms of the treatment, and in terms of the service. Can you speak to one, ministry oversight and allocations and all that, but also on a individual school or maybe your region, because I know teachers, no school operates in isolation. Can you speak to how administration and general contact and handling of the students on pass are administered?
Sorry if I got out of the question because I was in and out. But in terms of the administration of the path, that would be at an administrative level if children are victimized or anything like that. At my school, we prepare one lunch. When we get the path,
system bad.
Sorry about that. One meal is prepared daily, and everybody eat out of that meal. teachers, students, everybody part or no part. Everybody get from that one meal. So they are not victimized in any way. If that happens at a school, then it is the administrative that they need to, administration that they need to take up that with. The school administration, the ministry does nothing at all to victimize or treat the children wrong in any way. The money comes to the school as a grant, and the school administration is the one that decides how the money is used and all the meals are prepared. And for the most part, if that is happening, the ministry does not know, because the ministry gives out strict warning to say that no special meal should be prepared for the children because they are on part. So if it is happening, the ministry does not know.
Next girl.
And I can add to that too. Just a second, Churchill. I can add to that too. Under the PNP, I know that what usually happens is that there were two different sets of meal prepared. One for part and one for the regular students. But I visited several schools, and I know for a fact that it's one. As a matter of fact, I usually see the discrimination, but no, I don't see where part students are discriminated or feel any less because they are on part.
And the
So
ministry,
that was in
the ministry tells us clearly that we're not to treat them different or prepare the meal that we think is less of or whatever. The same meal that is prepared for the children not on part is the same meal that is prepared for the children on part. So the discrimination would be if an administration decides to do different. If a school administration decides to do different.
Marshall.
The ministry also insists that we do not collect any money from the children who are on part. Whether or not we think it is enough, we have to serve the children because they are prepared for by the government. They are provided for. So we are not allowed to collect anything to say make up their money or anything like that.
That's great. Marshall, I want to ask Marshall, are you a secondary school teacher? Marshall.
No, I was I was in the system at the primary level, but I have also taught at secondary level at some point in time.
Okay. One of the things I noticed, and this is years ago, I don't know how it is right now, but I know students used to go to school just to collect, just to stay on the path. They will go 1 or 2 days for the week, and that qualified them to remain on the path. I don't know how things are right now.
No, they have the bi-monthly report is collected by the office from the Ministry of Labor, and they are only allowed to be absent for, I think, 4 or 5 days for the month. 4 or 5 days. It's a month. No, it's 2 months. It's bi-monthly, so it will be 2 months. So they can't just go to school 1 or 2 days and expect to remain on the system. If it is that there is an illness or anything like that, then the teacher has to report to the ministry that there is an illness or the child was out for whatever reason. But the child just cannot be absent as they feel like and then remain on the path system.
And how long ago has this, do you know this was in existence? Because I'm talking about maybe 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago.
No, man, before that, because they have been collecting the report before that. Before that, they children will say that they only go because of part or whatever. But once the report goes in, unless there is a flaw in office or they miss something at the office, normally they are taken off the program if they don't attend school. The babies, they are to attend clinic, and if they don't attend clinic when they are supposed to, they come off the system because babies to grade 1 are not on the school list. They are on the clinic list. So if they are not attending clinic when they are supposed to, they will take them off. But for primary school, they have to attend, and they should not be absent for more than 4 or 5 days without plausible excuse.
The cases.
All right. Madam Principal, I just have one last question. And maybe I don't know, but you can speak to it as a principal of a school, but I don't know if there's a standard operating procedure. So if a child is chronically late and or absent from school, so a child comes to school, say 3 times per week late, or chronically absent, how does the school treat with this in terms of what intervention or what processes do you employ to kind of figure out what is causing the child to not be in school on time, if at all, and what do you as a school or from the ministry, if there's a standard operating procedure that you employ to get the child back on track?
All right, so I work at a small school, and something good that the ministry have done recently is to engage guidance counselors in most if not all schools, no matter the size. So where it's a small school, you will have a cluster guidance counselor serving probably 2 or 3 schools. And it would be the work of the guidance counselor to find out the reason for lateness or absence. So the guidance counselor would do this through home visits, special sessions with the children and their parents to find out the reason. If it is something that the guidance counselor or the school can assist with, because it might just be that the child can't find, well, the absence probably, they can't find lunch money or something. The guidance counselor or principal through some welfare program could assist if that is the case. When it's just negligence, then the parent would be called in, and then the appropriate agency would have to deal with the situation. They would refer them to the appropriate agency.
Okay. All right, Madam Principal. Like everybody else, I want to thank you for your service. I want to thank you for your service and continue the good work of educating our nation. Guys, you can get my box now.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Knox Gab. Great questions.
Happy Sunday, everybody. How wanna do? How they do? How they do?
Hi, Kizzy.
How are you, Churchill?
I'm good. I'm good.
I wrote happy birthday on your thing the other day. I had no idea that it was your birthday, so I didn't get a chance to tell you publicly happy belated birthday.
That's fine. Much appreciated. Thank you.
I know, but now I'm here to tell you happy birthday because it's the first time I'm talking to you since then.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask another question, please? To the principal.
She's on tea time, so it's quite possible that she's not hearing you.
Okay, let me know when she come back because here she's
back.
Principal again.
Yes.
Yeah. Is the guidance counselor able to recommend students and families for part since they are the first contact of government?
Certainly. And even when there is no guidance counselor, the principal can make the recommendation to the path office.
And
they welcome those suggestions because we are the ones who see and know the situation.
Yeah,
so the office will come.
Yes. And what is the processing time these days? Because I have spoken to a lot of people over the years about the PATH program, and what they're saying is that when the assessors came out and do their assessment, it takes years and months for them to come back or to be even enrolled. What are you seeing as a direct contact? You understand what I'm asking?
I can't speak to the length of time, but I know they will do the home visit and so on within a reasonable time, but I don't know how long it takes to actually get the person on the system because the schools have close relationship with the officers now because there's an officer assigned to each school. That officer will come in and collect the bi-monthly report the attendance report and so on. So we have direct contact to the office. But I'm not certain as to how long the process will take.
Yeah, if it's not too much, can you if it's possible, try to assess this information and come back to us at some time, because one of the biggest problem is that it's not that they're not government policies to help, but the time it takes for it to be activated and processed is too long, and it's almost like a sabotage.
Sometimes it's long and drawn out, but sometimes it's the parents too. Some of them sit back and say, it will take long and it's whatever, and they don't really go and make the effort. Yeah, sometimes they don't go out and make the effort. And some of them want the system to be at their doorstep too. They don't want to do anything to get the service.
I understand that.
So they will come and make complaint, hoping that the school will go and do everything to get their children.
Yeah, I realize that happens in some cases. But
I have a child now who is in grade 6 who did grades 4 and 5 PEP and didn't do so well. We have been working with the child at school, but like Miss Chin was saying earlier, the parents need to step in and whatever. This parent that I'm talking about has shown little to no interest at all. The child is now in grade 6. When we did a parent conference in January, because we did our end of term test in December, we did parent conference in January, and I'm talking about a small, deep rural school, only 21 children. So we know them, only 21 children in grades 1 to 6. So we know them inside out. And when we called the parent, all the parents in January, this parent did not come. I personally called her phone and asked her if she's aware that we had parent conferencing and all of that. She said no, because she's not in the group. I assumed that her number wasn't working, so I asked her for her number just to add her back to the group. Little to know that that same number is in the group. So she's in the group, seeing all the messages and doing nothing about it.
It's not today, yeah.
And the child is in grade 6. It's a boy. He's not doing so well. And her lack of interest has done a lot to this little boy. Because when they had the parent conference in January, the little boy was outside crying because his parent was the only parent that was not there.
He's not there.
So he was outside crying. She shows no interest. She have no care in this world when it comes to the little boy. And so what we do at school cannot stand, because when he goes home, he doesn't even take home his books. We have to beg him to carry them home. And then we realize begging him to carry them home don't even make a difference, because when he go home with them, he's not taking them out of the bag anyhow. So whatever we do at school is just what he gets, and whatever we don't get to do, remember the hours are limited. Whatever we don't get to do just don't happen.
Can the school make a recommendation to the ministry as to how to deal with these parents? Because all parents have a duty of care to each child, and if they are not functioning properly, they should be summoned to some kind of action.
I don't even know how much we can do, or the ministry itself can do, unless it's going to be a legal matter to say to take them to court if they are really neglecting their children. But
we should.
The best we can do at the school is talk to them, refer them for counseling when it is necessary and all of that. But sometimes it makes no difference.
Ministry need to develop a policy then to look into these matters.
To all parents in account, yes, to all parents in account. Because it does affect, and it frustrates, and sometimes we blame the teachers, but it does frustrate the teachers sometimes, you know. When they give homework and the homework comes back the way it went home, the teachers get frustrated because they're saying, if this is your child, I'm doing what I can do to help your child. And you are doing nothing, you don't care. And I'm not talking about just one time. You don't come with the homework one time. You have children who just do not come with homework at all. And when this happens, it frustrates the teacher. Because there's no way the child can be going home and doing nothing in return to support what you are doing at school. Remember, we cannot do everything during the regular school hours. So we need the extra help from home.
So we need the intervention of the ministry then, no?
Good morning, people. Good morning, family.
Morning.
Good morning, teachers.
We would need the intervention of ministry, because we are failing these children, no?
Morning, church. Morning, Marshall. Morning, Kingston 11.
Blessings.
Black King, bless up yourself.
Blessing, my brother, blessing.
We're gonna have to have a conversation with the Ministry of Education then.
If that would work, we would appreciate it.
Teacher
Alright,
slash principal. How
Yes,
are you,
sir.
ma'am?
I am great.
Okay, good to know. My name is Protecting JA.
I know your name.
Thank you for your service in educating our children. And thank you for your
Yes.
honesty as it relates to your remuneration.
Yes, I have to be honest about it because I was smiling that first month.
Okay. And I wish that we would develop a culture of patriotism in Jamaica,
Certainly.
where people, especially those who are trained and educated, can at least be honest that there are some things, not all, heading in the right direction, and that at least they are pleased about it because it is impacting on.
Certainly. Certainly. A lot of things heading in the right direction.
Okay,
And
good.
I am happy I'm here to see this time when
Okay, me
things
too.
are happening good.
Can I say something?
Hold on there. Me just start. Personally, I believe that school administrations, led by a lot of people at the top brass of these administrations, deliberately frustrate the school plant or the system on a whole to cause misery so that whichever party is in power that is not their government or their party can get the blame. So
Exact,
personally, that's
certainly.
my view. Would you agree with that, ma'am?
Certainly. Because
Okay.
sometimes even principals, that's why I say I don't engage in conversation with everybody when the conversation is on certain topics. Because even principals, you have certain principals who will come out right and say that little bit we get and whatever, that don't make a difference and whatever. And you don't even hear sometimes the reason that they have to say what they are saying, and they have no explanation behind anything. Just that they are trying to be political and trying to beat down a system.
Are you opposed to the Jamaica Teaching Council bill?
In some aspects of it.
What aspect?
Well, they suggested the what we were talking a while ago. They were the first one suggesting payment by performance. In terms of registration and so on, I don't have a problem because we need to be licensed if we're operating as a profession.
Okay.
We need to be licensed and we need to be acknowledged as such because we say it's a profession, so we can't have people just in and out and doing what they want to do inside of a profession. So in terms of the licensing and registration, I don't have a problem because I am licensed. But just some little
So payment by performance is one of the areas that you have a little difficulty.
yes. Especially because the system is not ready for it.
All right. So would you accept then that since the system is planning to implement this, it makes sense then to assume that the system will be doing more and more improvements in order to have this
That is why I'm saying
proper.
That is why I'm saying my only objection to it is because the system is not ready for it. If you're going to be paying me to perform, then you need to give me the resources to work with, one. And you also need to ensure that I am getting the support that I need. So if I have a child in my class, so the child can stay in my class with special needs, but I need to get the support to assist that child. Because I'm not a trained specialist or somebody trained to deal with special children. So if you're going to give me special children in my class who cannot function and perform like the normal child, then you have to give me the support that I need. And when you give me the support that I need and I don't perform, then you can say that you're going to penalize me. But you can't penalize me if I don't have the resources that I need. And that means physical resources and all the other resources that I'm going to need.
That is fair. That is fair. Would you say that the problems in the system are mostly plant-based or local-based, or the problems in the system are as a result of the government? Would you say that? Hold on, my brother. Hold on. Hold that there. Hold that.
Yeah, he was saying,